Hello, hello, and good morning. Right where we were, right outside of Grand Cell. Holy crap, that's a lot of them. Weaknesses? None. But they'll probably die all the same very quickly. Dang, that's a lot of experience. I should probably switch out my people so that the others can get experience. Zin and Chloe. Where am I going again? I have a Herbe Scenic. That's on the way to the place, right? If I remember right. Wasn't this like a giant circuit and that's it though? Jeez. Yeah, those are pushovers. I suppose it makes sense to get 100 experience from that previous fight because I had like 10 enemies. That's only one. This reflects arts. I knew I remembered something to that in this area. This is Petrifying Tentacles and Leech's Blood. Let's go stop at the gate real quick. Not even in the mood to fight these guys. Not when there's so few. Switching! You have some business here? I'm in the middle of drafting up a patrol plan. It is, after all, almost time for the signing ceremony. Well, hello, if you intend to head to Roland's, please go through the inspection area. We can rest, but we don't need to. Gate Lodge. Really need more Sepith. Oh, heading to Roland's? If you're heading through, please check in. Oh, you're not? Shopping. We have that. Don't have this. Don't have that. And don't have that. Faint, sleep, and petrify. Jeez. Shellfish, that was new. I don't think that was new, if I remember right. Anarchy, that's new. Sea bubbles, I think I made an extra one. But now I'm paranoid. Yeah, I thought so. Mocking pie. I'm just eating everything that has two. I should just check her inventory real quick. Alright, I have everything then. This was the inn. What's that guy? This one. Oh, and the storage room. Nothing. Alright, let's go upstairs and see if anyone's up here to talk to. Oh, right, the walls here are very long. Ah! This place is huge and patrol is in tough order. View the ceiling and feel the window, the silver lining to it, though. You'd think you'd have more guards then if it's so long. Having one guy just patrol this entire zone, plus a bit more. Where's the other one? And then you have no guard here at all. They are understaffed. Great weather today, huh? Shaking. Oh, right. I forgot I need to read the thing. Where events happened over in Ruin Zalis. Rancel and Roland over there on the other side of the wall have been the image of peace. Alright, it's finally time to read, now that my throat's a lot better. I already read this, so we need to read this. Alrighty. Chapter 3, Challenge at High Noon. Jack and the girl moved over to a table in the back. Unlike the other pitted and sticky furniture, this table was smoothed and polished to a shine, and seemed meant for gambling. Without a word, both took their seats. Jack sat against the wall, and the girl faced him straight on. Sippy sip of water. The other patrons were captivated. Helplessly fascinated by the match, they snuck in glances at the pair, ears straining to listen in. The bar filled with fidgety silence. The girl's game of choice was poker. Jack accepted wordlessly. After a brief exchange to confirm the terms of the challenge, they settled on bets. It was to be 100 marrow a hand. Not even enough to buy a beer. But Jack considered that fair for a match against a kid and said as much. The dealer was the small-fried punk from before. Jack gave him a quick eye signal. First hand. Both discarded just one card. Jack called and the girl stood. Jack had 2 pairs. The girl had just one. Jack was the winner. Sorry, little missy, he drawled. He raised his glass to her and downed the amber liquid in a single decisive gulp. Second hand. Both discarded just one card. Perhaps trying to look confident, Jack let out a big, clear sigh. The girl called and Jack stood. The girl had 2 pairs. Jack had the same. But the cards told the tale. The girl's hand had the high card. It was the girl's win. What? Jack exclaimed. His hand that had been toying with the glass froze. Immediately, he glanced over at the punk who was dealing. The other man avoided his gaze. Something wrong? The girl asked. Her words were even, and her face betrayed nothing. No, forget it, he said. Had she swapped out some cards? The game suddenly took on a new angle. The look on Jack's face changed instantly. Lightly clearing his throat, Jack put the glass back on the table with his left hand. Then, once more, he cleared his throat. The dealer, recognizing the signal, picked up the cards again. It was their code for deal normally next round. Third hand, as expected, each discarded just one card. Jack called and the girl stood. Jack's hand was a full house. Ha ha ha, how about that, he crowed. With a flourish, Jack laid his cards on the table. The bar patrons snickered into their cups. The girl set down her own cards without a word. 4 sevens. It was the girl's win. The bar, once again, returned to silence. I love how it's Gambler Jack, but it's literally set up the gamble Jack. Let's skip that. Skip that. Wonder if there's any land sharks here again. I think it was around here is where it was. Oh, that guy. Pretty sure that's the Confusion guys. What have they got? 1406 and yep, Confusion. Ooh, they got a pretty good amount of HP. Ooh, impact. Probably don't even need to use that, so. And she can just shoot. Okay. I need so much Aqua Sepith. Ooh! These were the land sharks I was talking about, I think. No, it was something else. Ooh, wind weakness. Might as well just do an aerial or two. Just to finish them off real quick. Goodbye. And level up. Oh, we're on the scenic route, so I might as well take a look around, see if I can find the monster I need to find. Ooh. Oh, it's only 2. Not even worth fighting. Ooh. Now that's a bit dangerous. But if Tita can hit both now... There. I mean, I probably could have just done a craft and that'd be much easier, but still. Why use CP when you don't have to? Oh boy, 27th. Burn. Release. No weakness. Can call meteorites. Ooh. I remember right, these ones hit quite hard. Alright, nothing here. So let's check this normal pond. Rumble pond. Whoops. Oh, this is where we did the assault thing. Or planning for it, at least. Nothing around. Harriet. That was quick. Earth, huh? You have some earth. Yeah. You don't have earth. I should probably shoot here still. Oh, nice miss. Okay, that worked out fine, I guess. Okay, it doesn't do as much experience as it did before, that's for sure. Let's do a heal. Who's got the... You do. Well, that's because you just leveled up, but still. 2 people pretty much got the full effect of that, so it was worth it. It's pretty much the only requirement of using that is do 2 people need the healing. Oops. I got a pretty good amount of Grand Soul. Wait, Grand Soul doesn't have that much, it's literally just this. Or at least right now, that's all. It's Ice 1 and 2. Yeah, this is literally it. And we all know there's sewer, so let's go over here first. Dun. The monuments. Nothing over here, huh? Okay. I'm surprised that wasn't a surprise deck. Oh, here he is. Let's do a save. Exterminate. Ooh, that's a lot. No notable weak points, 4,000 HP. I think this is a good chance to do a bunch of AoE attacks. Oh, she does have aerial. Nice. Except for you. You will use... Ah, right. It's a targeting one. This... Oh, I just realized they're all going to have a turn. That was a bad choice on my part. Or maybe not. Yeah, that turned out about as I expected. Man, if we could do like 5 or 6 more of those, they're already dead. Strength up hit. 1200 with her. I wonder if a true hurricane would be better. Probably not, because she's too far now. Oh, I didn't even realize her turn was that quick because of cast. Whoops. They move pretty slow. What do you mean no notable weak points? They're literally nails on their turns. Bam. Might be killing one now. Oh yeah, both of them. Level up. Exterminated. Hooray. We'll head back to town before we... Was it the villa we needed to go to? First go to the Royal Villa. Yeah, it is. No, it's not them. I was just looking for the possible spawn of a bunch of them. Don't we all? Oops. Do, 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 do. Ooh, defense 3. That can be decent. I don't know who I'd want it on though. Tita would be an option, but go against her attack setup right now. Like I could place this. It's basically the only thing I'm thinking of. Wait, can she? Oh yeah, there it is. Does it even give what I was hoping? No, it doesn't. I'm gonna leave it be for now. Wear good shoes and you never see defeat. They're reading chat, obviously. Royal Avenue. Okay. Ooh, Death Blow 2. What? Land Shark. Do, 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 do. What? It's not time yet. We'll go down to the gate, and then we'll hand in the quest, and then pop back. Maybe I'll switch out Tita at that point. Less trouble with the landquake stuff. Pretty peaceful here. No other cases popped up. Been several months since I got posted here for the birthday celebration. Still, that's rough, but I've gotten used to life here for the most part. Declaration essentially regarding the landquakes. Something seems a bit off about it if you ask me. Yeah, it's so weird they've stopped, but it's quite off that they've stopped. Got hit by the landquake. Wait, is this the same one? Am I that stupid? Yes, I am. Oh, we literally went through here because you just can't go through that gate and that's it. Oh, he is rubbing against the PS5. I'll be right back. He must be removed. Alrighty, the boy has been removed. Where am I? Ah, gotta go up. Oh wait, but if I wanted to do the switch I was talking about earlier about Sin and Chloe, I'd have to get rid of Olivia. Not like it matters, since Sharon still can take care of the important bit of this fight, but still. I definitely do need to get more experience on those two, just in case something big happens in this chapter. And they're like, okay, let's split into groups of 3. Here we go. Just for a short while of like 3 quests.
皆さん、お疲れ様です。何かご用ですか？わかりました。パーティーを入れ替えるんですね。お願いします。
Oh, he's already level 54 still. I don't know why, but
おう、調子はどうだ？ま、俺が必要になったらいつでも声をかけてくれ。
お姉ちゃんたち。これやめちゃうの？私はここで待ってるし、何かあったら声をかけてね。
alrighty. Report. Hey, ingenuity.
お疲れ様です。無事に目的を達成できたみたいですね。何か依頼を達成した。
Ingenuity. What does it do? Small amounts of EP while walking, with a huge amount of fire. Fire, space, and a bit of water. That'd obviously be best on him, but I could probably switch this out for it. But I need more Sepith anyway. That, and I don't think Chloe even has a second slot open yet. Though it should be pretty easy to do if I do the, her first one, yeah. That'll let her put on the better one. I can switch out like this. Yes. There. That'll be enough for now. I wonder if the enemies respawn after going into the city or not. It does. So we could always just do a quick... Oh wait, does the... whatchamacallit change every time anyway, so... There we go. That's one we want. Get her a quick, like, 2 or 3 level ups. And then switch back. Aerial spam! $400. That is almost a level up already. Now just run back and respawn it. Oh, it might not respawn because... Oh, it does. Okay. There it is again. Good, good, good. Actually, she has strength up. Why not try a hurricane for fun? Oh, that wasn't good. That one. And you can hit this 3. Yeah. And you can hit this one. Almost moved it in. Oh. Before I swap her back out, I can even, whatchamacallit? I could even have her heal real quick. Ooh, Sepith up. Still 300 more. Oh, look at all that. That's the thing. As soon as you get past the first like chapter, you don't have to worry about money anymore. It's all just Sepith. Nope. There we go. Hi, Rise. Yeah, just doing a bit of grinding with Chloe. Since she's so far behind now. That's another like 3 fights maybe to get her another level up. Yep, found the best guys for quick levels. Oops. Oh, well, that's fine. Just need to get them to spawn in group of 8 again. Group of 8 again. There we go. And respawn. What does the death screen cost to even use? Let's find it. There it is. 15, what is that? Is that 15 space and then... I always forget what they are. Attack, blah blah blah. Earth, water... Where are they? There we are. Time, space, mirage. So you need 15 time and then 10 space and mirage. Which could be possible. Since we have quite a few things like, what was the other one? Ingenuity. Luck. Oh wow. Yeah, that's more luck rather than grindable, I feel. Seeing as how I have no idea where the palms spawn in this chapter at the moment. Excuse me. Alright, didn't I get one? I think it was... I didn't luck in killing it. I think it was in the sewer. Yeah. Ooh, step it up. Dang. Very nice. And another one. It's gonna be like 80. Close enough. I think one more will level up Chloe, and that should be enough for now, I'd say. I'll just do this swap and then run to the hotel to get him his EP back up. Since this will empty him out. Man, Tita's HP is actually like extremely low. She's higher level than Chloe, and Chloe's is higher. There we go. That should be enough for now. Tons of beast flesh too. Alright, let's do the swap back. Right. I need to go to the hotel. I need to rest. All right. Back to the scenic route, which is down here, I think. Or both, but this one's quicker, I believe. Oops. Petrified. Well, gonna need to heal soon. Wrong way. We'll do a heal. Worth it.
エルベリキュー、なんだか懐かしいわね。でもなんだか普通の人もいるみたいなんですけど。
普段は一般市民にも開放してる場所みたいね。ちょっとした憩いの場所ってところかしら。
洗練された空間にいるとつい創作意欲に駆られてしまうな。早速僕のリュートでさらなる癒しをもたらすとしようか。
やめなさいってば。でも言われてみると確かに家族連れとかも多いみたいね。
I thought they weren't allowed in. Or it might be just on the day.
家族連れのお客さんの子供である可能性が高そうね。とにかくそのレイモンドっていう執事さんを探してみましょうか。
うん、そうね。
Can I talk to you guys? Yes, I can. Old man Russian saying he heard a mouse start howling. Took care of it. Can't spend more than that, huh? So as you get permission, you can eat here. Nice.
はあ、参ったな。そろそろ遊撃士が来るのにどこに行っちゃったんだろう。あ、はいはい。どうかなさいましたか。
Howdy.
あれ、確か君は。
こんにちは。覚えててくれたみたいね。
はは、忘れるわけないさ。なんといってもエルベリ級を解放してくれた恩人だからな。それじゃあ君たちが依頼を受けてくれた遊撃士かい？
うん、そうなんだけど、一体どうしたの？何か困ってるみたいだけど。
それがその迷子の子なんだけど、いきなりかくれんぼしましょっていなくなっちゃってさ、必死に探している最中なんだよ。
あらら。
すぐに見つけるから、君たちは談話室で待っててくれ。場所は知ってるだろ？
それは覚えているけど、苦戦しているみたいだし、私たちも探すの手伝おうか。
え？いいのかい？
これも乗りかかった船よ。その子の名前と特徴を教えて。
助かるよ。白いフリフリのドレスを着て、頭に黒いリボンをつけた10歳くらいの女の子だけど、ちょっと名前はわからないんだ。
名前がわからない？
いくら聞いても秘密とか言って教えてくれなくてね。家族と一緒に来たと思うんだけど、それらしい人も見つからないし、ほとほと困り果ててギルドに助けを求めたんだ。
そうなんだ。でもかくれんぼといい、割と元気な女の子みたいね。
元気というか、おませでおしゃまで気まぐれやって感じかな。大人をからかって楽しんでいるような気もする。
ほほう、いたずら好きの子猫タイプか。
そう、まさにそれだ。はあ、本当にどこ行っちゃったんだろう。多分この建物からは出てないと思うんだけど。
Yeah, so she's more of a healer slash support.
ということは中庭を含めた部屋のすべてが捜索対象かな。子猫ちゃんのかくれんぼにはもってこいの場所かもしれないね。
If anything, I probably need to get on what's it called set up soon. Earth Guard.
僕は一旦談話室に戻って。
Or Earth Wall, that's what it is.
見つけたら連れてきてほしい。
わかったわ。さーて、逃げた子猫ちゃんを探してみるとしましょうか。白いフリフリのドレスに黒いリボンって言ってたわね。ふふ、すぐに見つかりそうだね。どんな
Unless she changed.
楽しみ。
とりあえず一通り建物の中を探してみましょう。
I remember this place just had a bunch of rooms, basically. Along with the central courtyard, but still. Check under the bed. Nope, just a monster. Mine is a water quartz.
遅すぎる。フィリップ、雑誌とドーナツを買うのにどれだけ時間をかけているのだ。これフィリップ、私をどれだけ待たせれば。そなたたちは。
あら、確かあの時お城にいた。
I wonder how he'll react since we attacked him.
こんな場所にいたんだ。元気してる？
白々しい。そなたたちのせいで、そなたたちのせいでな。私はこんな場所で謹慎生活を強いられているのだぞ。
私たちのせいって言われてもね。リシャール大佐の口車に乗った公爵さんの自業自得だと思うけど。
リベールの王族であることを感謝した方がいいんじゃないかな。これがエレボニアなら皇族であろうと極刑者だからね。
確かに陛下を幽閉したことがやりすぎであったのは認めよう。リシャールにそそのかされたとはいえ、それだけは思いとどまるべきだった。
あれ、なんだか首相なセリフね。
勘違いするな。私は陛下のことは敬愛しておる。君主としても叔母上としても火の打ちどころのない人物だ。だがクローディアのような小娘を次期国王に指名しようとしていたのはどうしても納得がいかなかったのだ。
ちょっと、クローゼは頭が良くて勉強家だし、人を引きつける器量だってあるわ。公爵さんに小娘とか言われる筋合いはないと思うんだけど。
私が言っているのはそういうことではない。なるほど、確かに陛下の言う通り、あの娘の器は大したものかもしれん。だが果たしてクローディアに女王になる覚悟が本当にあるのか。
Well, do you possess the mindset required to become a king?
昔からあの娘は公式行事にもなかなか顔を出そうとしなかった。知名度で言うなら私の方がはるかに国民に知れ渡っているだろう。
Infamous, maybe.
すなわちそれはあの娘に上に立つ覚悟がないということではないか。
それは。
聞けばあの娘、身分を隠して学生生活を送っているそうだな。おまけに孤児院などに入り浸っているそうではないか。そんなことよりも公式行事に出て広く国民に存在を知らしめること、それこそが王族の役目であろう。
私は王族の役目とか全然詳しくないから、ひょっとしたら公爵さんの言うことも一理あるかもしれない。
当然だ。
でも これだけは言えるわ。クローゼは今悩みながらも答えを出そうと頑張っている。少なくとも謹慎を理由に何もしていない公爵さんよりもね。
何？
クローゼに女王の資格があるかどうかを判断するのはその答えを見てからにして。多分公爵さんも納得してくれると思うわよ。
バカバカしい。不愉快だ。とっとと部屋から出ていけ。
言われなくても。あ、その前にここに白いドレスを着た女の子が訪ねてこなかった？
なんだそれは。私はここにずっとおる。そんな小娘だと知らんわ。
あっそ、お邪魔しました。まったくなんなのよあの公爵は。自分のことは棚にあげてクローゼをけなしてさ。
まあそう熱くなりなさんな。あの公爵さん意外とまともなことを言ってるんじゃないかしら。上に立つ人間っていうのは迷いを見せてはならないものよ。常に自分が正しいことを周りに示して導く必要があるわ。
でもクローゼは。
そうね。公爵さんに言われなくてもお姫様なら分かっているはずよ。今はただお姫様が答えを出すのを見守ってあげなさい。
うん、分かった。よし、迷子探し再開しましょう。
ええ。
Alright. Right, so on the map it feels like anything but now that I'm here. Come a bit early. No one here. I think we only have... Oh, we have 2 rooms left. Did I check the other side? I didn't. Eastern style. I can't even read it. Beautiful plate here.
旧開放の時はこの底にスペルキーが貼ってあったのよね。かなり大きな壺だし、ひょっとしてこの中に隠れて。
そんなわけないでしょう。だいたいその小さい口からどうやって入るつもり？
それもそっか。
The last king. Alright, now for the main room. Hmm.
ビンゴだと思ったんだけど。
なかなか手強い子猫ちゃんね。
Now we need to actually look around, I guess. Let's try running around back to the front from the other end. But I doubt that'll change much. Let's try out here as well. Doubt she'd be out here, but... Could be the classic, "Ah, a monster! Save me from the danger I got myself in!" Oh, she is hiding somewhere in the villa, it says. I guess I gotta check more hiding spots then. Since it is hide and seek, it makes sense that I have to actually check hiding spots. Do, do, do. I can hear my boy meowing outside. He still has another hour before he can feed. Do, 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 do. She's hiding behind you. Do, 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 do. Ah, under the table. That's an easy spot.
まさかこの下に隠れているってことは、
本それはともかく、今の君の服装で気軽にしゃがまない方がいい。なんというか、見えそうだ。
今のはあんたが悪いわ。スカートなんだからちょっとは気をつけなさい。
You mean talking to the Raymond? Alright, recheck everything. Alright, we already checked everything there, so let's check the others some more. Yeah, I know. Just gotta look everywhere, just in case. I know he said he didn't see her, but still. Nothing yet. Let's try the fountain area again. It's like she said she saw her, I think. Let's go check the main room again. And the hallway. Yeah, we know. It might do some weird perspective stuff. Alright. Check with the Duke again. I love him so much. It's like, since it says she's at the villa, shouldn't lie about that, so guess I just gotta look around enough to find her. Oh. They definitely weren't talking about her before, so that's these guys as well. A lot of people don't remember. No idea. Yes and no. Pretty sure I didn't see her. Try giving them some food. Let's ask the guy in the library again, just in case. I was told not to say anything, but she's actually here. No. So odd. Not on a table, not in a pot. Check the podium. Maybe it is a perspective trick? And she's actually like standing at one of these? Obviously, she's not under here. What's this again? Nothing. Yeah, these people won't talk about it at all. Huh. Let's try leaving the villa and see what happens then, because I'm pretty much gone all over the villa twice now. What do we have that's nearby? Let's head over there to the south. Just in case, but I doubt it, because there's monsters literally right here anyway. Nope. A girl here. Oops. Huh. Missing quite a few for Zeiss still, huh? Means we'll probably go back there at some point then. That's how I feel for a lot of these zones, actually. Like, Ruan's got quite a few as well. Just the boss areas. Okay, back in. It's still odd that you can't spin the camera all the way around. Really gives you that might be around the wall and you can't see her though. Wait. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Ham and eggs. I assume that's another joke done by the translator. Check all these random pillars. Still nothing. Been through there enough. Still so odd. Ah!
ベンチと植え込みの隙間にもいないか。あ、ひょっとして植え込みの中にいたりして。それじゃあまるで本物の猫さんだよ。やっぱダメ？
Check all of them, I guess. Guess I just gotta find the other possible not hiding spots that Estelle can think of. Maybe she's in the fountain! No way, Estelle, she'd be drenched and drowned. Heal real quick. I already checked on the table over there. This is the museum, right? Yeah. So we've got one here, one there, one there. Nothing here yet. Let's check without talking to him. Aha! Can I check on the other side? You can't.
どうしたんだい？
どうしたもこうしたもふみゃー。はあ、レンの負けね。
It is her.
もしかしてエアレッテンで会った子？
Of course,
やっぱりレンちゃんだったか。
because she's out on a trip and her parents just so happen to be touring the area while there's a non-aggression pact being signed.
お姉さん、お久しぶりね。ちゃんとレンのこと覚えててくれて嬉しいわ。
いやー、まさか君たちが知り合いだとは思わなかったよ。君、名前はレンちゃんでいいのかな？
そうよ。レンはレンっていうの。ごめんなさい、秘密にしてて。
気にしてないよ。でもどうして突然かくれんぼなんか始めたんだい？
だってお姉さんが来てくれるって聞いたから、一緒に遊ぼうと思って頑張って隠れていたのよ。そうなんだ。でもよく私たちが来るなんて分かったわね。だってお姉さん遊撃士さんなんでしょ。で遊撃士さんが来てくれるって聞いたから。いや、そうなんだけど、遊撃士は私だけじゃないし、他の人が来たかもしれないわよ。でもレンは信じてたわ。お姉さんが来てくれるって。その証拠にほらちゃんと来てくれたでしょ。確かに。
まあそれはともかく、あなたのパパとママは一体どこに行ったのかしら。どうしてこんな場所でレンちゃん一人で遊んでるの？
They had to talk to some big people.
よく見たらお姉さん面白い格好をしているのね。
Didn't you see her at
こん
Airleton?
な風におへそを出して風邪をひいたりはしないの？
まあ慣れてるしね。そうじゃなくて、レンちゃんのパパとママが。
でもその肌の色って南の方の出身なんでしょ。なのに寒いのは平気なのかしら。
小さな頃から旅芸人の一座でいろいろな場所を回ったからね。暑いところでも寒いところでも平気よ。それよりレンちゃんのパパとママは一体どこに行ったのかしら。
仕方ないわね。パパとママはどこに行ったかなんだけど、
The
レ
embassy.
ンにもよくわからないの。
Or
わからな
not.
い？レン、パパとママと一緒にここに遊びに来てたんだけど、お昼を食べた後、パパたちが真面目な顔でレンにこう言ったの。パパたちは大事な用があってレンとお別れしなくちゃならない。
Abandoned?
でも大丈夫。用が済んだら必ずレンのことを迎えに行くから
Nah,
ね。
probably at the embassy like I thought
帰ってくるま
then.
でいい子にして待っていられるかい？それってレンはもう11歳だからもちろんできるわって答えたわ。そしたらパパとママはそのままどこかに行っちゃったの。
こりゃ参ったわね。
そんな事情とは思わなかった。どうしよう。保護者を探すっていう話じゃなくなってきた気がするんだが。
This must be the work of
知
Ouroboros.
らねえ。いいかな？
もちろんよ。これもギルドの仕事だわ。
羊さん、心配しないで。この子は私たちが責任を持って預かるから。
え？
レンちゃん、お姉さんたちと一緒にオートのギルドに行かない？すぐにパパとママを見つけてあげられると思うわ。そうなの？でもパパたち大事な用があるって言ってたのよ。大丈夫大丈夫。絶対に見つけてあげるから。お姉さんを信じなさいって。それじゃあレン、お姉さんと一緒に行くわ。よろしくお願いするわね。こちらこそよろしくね。
本当にすまない。
Now I don't have to deal with the child.
その子のことよろしく頼んだよ。
ええ、任せておいて。さてと、ギルドに戻りましょう。
Oh, there she is. Well, this should be an uneventful run back, as long as I don't run into monsters 5 times. Do, do. Ah. I'd say as I run into like one of the worst monsters to run into with her. Probably could get one shot by the land shark.
おや、あなた方。
Oh! Philip!
あれ、フィリップさんじゃない。
エステル様、お久しぶりでございます。エルベリ宮に行ってらしたのですか？
Yep.
そうだ フィリップさんはオートにでも出かけていたの？
ええ、公爵閣下のお申し付けで買い物などをしておりました。ひょっとして利休で？
まあね。
その様子ではやはり誠に
Oops.
申し訳ありません。進化としてお詫び申し上げます。
いやまあ私に対して失礼なことを言ったわけじゃないし、別に気にするほどのことじゃないわ。
そう言っていただけると助かります。それでは私はこれで皆様失礼いたします。
Just imagine he sends his butler out to go shopping on the dangerous
苦
roads.
労を背負い込んでるわね。
Well, I guess these roads won't be as dangerous.
あの公爵が小さい時から世話をしてるらしいけど。
If I brought Chloe to Dunon or right now?
今のおじさんただものじゃないと見たわ。え、どうしたのレンちゃん。だってあんな風に目をつぶって歩けるんですもの。レンには絶対にできないわ。あれは目をつぶっているんじゃなくて細めなだけだと思うけど、ちなみに驚いていた時はちゃんと目を見開いてたわよ。あら、そうなの？驚いたお顔も見てみたくなっちゃったわ。
There we go. Yeah, do you mean right now or earlier when I was going to the villa?
さてと、急いでギルドに戻りましょう。レンちゃんのことについてエルナンさんと相談しなくちゃ。
それもあるけど、そろそろ軍の担当者が来ている時間よ。まさか忘れてないわよね。
I did.
あ
ああ、しょうがないわね。
あら、どうしたの？確かギルドっていうところにレンを案内してくれるのよね。
小さなレディー、それではお手を拝借しよう。不詳このオリビエがエスコートさせていただくよ。
お断りさせていただくわ。レンはお姉さんの方に案内してもらいたいんだもの。
ガ
悪いわね、オリビエ。それじゃあレンちゃん、遊撃士協会に行きましょう。お願いね。
Yeah.
ただいま、エルナンさん。
Ah,
エッセル、戻ったか。いやあ、エッセル君。先日顔を合わせて以来だな。
あれれ、シード中佐じゃない。
なるほど。軍の担当者というのはあなたのことだったのね。レイストン要塞からこちらに？
ああ、その通りだ。つい先ほど警備艇でオートに到着したばかりでね。
そうなんだ。
that reminds me, Dag. Yeah, I went to the harbor.
ちょうど私たちも仕事から戻ってきたんだけど。
おや、そちらのお嬢さんはひょっとして例の？
あ、うん、そうなのよ。ちょっと事情があって連れてきちゃったんだけど。レンちゃん、お姉さんたち少し話があるから2階で待っててくれないかな。あら、ひょっとしてお仕事の話？あ、うん、ごめんね。別にいいけど、お仕事ってまるでパパみたいな感じ。レン、そういうのあんまり好きじゃないわ。レンちゃん、私と一緒におしゃべりでもしない？私、レンちゃんのこといろいろと知りたいな。あなたと？そうね。ありがとう。それじゃあお姉ちゃん、私たち2階で待ってるね。 かっちゃったわ。
どういう事情かは後ほど聞くとしましょうか。まずはシード中佐の話を先に聞いていただけますか。
早速聞かせていただくわ。
すまない。こちらも急ぎなものでね。まずこの話は王国軍からの正式な依頼と考えてもらいたい。君たちにある件の調査と情報収集をお願いしたいんだ。
ある件の調査？
不戦条約は知っているね。実はその条約締結を妨害しようとする脅迫状が
Oh, this is interesting.
脅迫状？それは穏やかではありませんね。一体どんな内容なんですか？
これをご覧ください。
Deceit and false compromise. A great disaster will be visited upon you. I shall curse you.
なるほど、脅迫状ね。内容はこれだけなの？
ああ、これだけだ。そしてお気づきのように差出人の名前も書かれていない。正直いたずらの可能性が一番高いと思われるんだが、
単なるいたずらとは思えない気がかりな要素がある。そういうわけだね。
ああ、脅迫文が届けられた場所だ。
Well, I mean, you probably sent it to at least 3 places, right?
レイストン要塞の司令部。
Oh, that is definitely.
続いて飛行船公社、グランセル大聖堂、ホテルロー
Okay, that is a lot of
リベール通
places.
信社、そして帝国大使館、共和国大使館、グランセル城、エルベ離宮。全部で9カ所だ。
そんなに？
なるほど。ただのいたずらにしちゃ大規模だな。軍が気にするのも無理はない。
しかし飛行船公社に七曜協会、ホテルにリベール通信か。一見条約締結とは関係なさそうなところに見えるわね。
Not really, they're very public places in Grand
と
South.
ころが厳密に言うと全く関係がないわけじゃない。
Yeah, it's like the news report stuff. The airship company deals with the military as well. The cathedral literally housed what's her name, Schwarz.
まず飛行船公社は
Yeah.
帝国共和国関係者を送迎するチャーター便を出す予定でね。同じくホテルもすでに関係者の宿泊予約が入っている状況だ。さらに大聖堂のカラント大司教は女王陛下から条約締結の見届け役を依頼されているそうだし、リベール通信は
Yeah,
不戦
of
条約に
course.
関する特集記事を数号前から連載している。
どこも何らかの形で条約に関わっているってことね。
Basically, they want to make sure everyone sees the
一
threat.
体何者の仕業なのかしら。
これは一筋縄ではいかないね。
If they didn't send it to a spot, it'd be like, hey, we're over here.
国際条約である以上妨害しようとする容疑者はいろいろと考えられるだろう。
そうだな。共和国か帝国の主戦派、もしくは三国の協力を歓迎しない全く別の国家の仕業か。
もちろん王国内にも容疑者は存在すると思います。そして最悪の可能性が結社ね。
それで軍としては私たちに何を調べると？
君たちにお願いしたいのは他でもない。脅迫状が届けられた各所で聞き込み調査をしてほしいんだ。具体的には
Of
エルベリ
course.
宮とレイストン要塞を除いた7カ所だ。
So, what do we have again? The hotel, the 2 embassies, the cathedral, the news, the castle, and something else I'm forgetting.
飛行船公社、グランセル大聖堂、ホテルローエンバウム、
4, 5,
リベ
6,
ー
and
ル
then
通
7.
信社、
Yeah.
帝国大使館、共和国大使館、そしてグランセル城ですね。
Alright, now I see why you said I should bring Chloe.
目立ちそうな場所だね。情報部を失った今、聞き込みをギルドに頼るのも無理はないかな。
恥ずかしながらご指摘の通りだ。
That makes sense why you'd ask Estelle's group, because they're sort of invited to the castle a bit.
新しい司令官殿の方針でギルドに回せそうな仕事は片っ端から回せとのことでね。それを実践させてもらったよ。
まったくもう父さんも調子いいわね。
まあまあこれも先生の信頼の証よ。
君たちに依頼したのはあくまで私の一存さ。 この度条約調印式までの王都周辺の警備を一任されてね。警備体制を整えるためにはなるべく多くの情報が欲しいんだ。どうか引き受けてもらえないかな。
引き受けたいのは山々なんだけど、もう一つ
Child.
片付けなくちゃいけない事件が起きちゃって。
先ほどのお嬢さんの件ですね。かいつまんで説明していただけませんか？
なるほど。確かにそれは放っておけないな。しかしあんな年派もいかない子供を置き去りにするとは。
前にその親御さんと少し話したことがあるんだけど、とっても真面目そうで娘思いのご両親って感じだったわ。何かのっぴきならない事情があると思うんだけど。
何かの事件と関わって娘さんを巻き込まないようにしたのかもしれません。しかし
Whereabouts?
それでしたら一石二鳥かもしれませんよ。
Yeah, take her along with you and investigate everywhere.
どうやらレンさんのご両親は
Yep.
外国人でいらっしゃるようです。なら大使館やホテルなどに問い合わせた方がいいでしょうね。
ああ、なるほど。
どちらも脅迫状が届けられた場所ってわけね。飛行船公社にも乗船記録があるはずよ。
王国軍も各地に通達を回して親御さんの捜索に協力しよう。関所を通ったのならわかるはずだ。
ありがとう、シード中佐。
どうやらこのまま話を進めても良さそうですね。具体的な調査方法と分担はこちらに任せていただくとして、やはり調査結果の報告は文書と口頭がよろしいですか？
ああ、盗聴を避けるためにも動力通信は使わないでほしい。実は本日からエルベリ宮に警備本部が置かれる予定でね。ご足労かとは思うが、そちらにお願いできるかな。
わかった。それじゃあ調査結果の方はエルベリ宮に直接。
よろしく頼むよ。
Shara, Tuta, and... Huh. Oh, just Shara alone.
私たちちょっと出かけてくるわ。
Huh.
ティータ、レンちゃん。
It's a bit odd.
悪いけどお留守番頼むわね。それなんだけど、レンはティータと一緒にお買い物に行くことにしたわ。ごめんねお姉ちゃん。レンちゃんがどうしても百貨店に行きたいらしくて。あら心外ね。ティータもぬいぐるみとか見てみたいって言ってたじゃない。レンちゃんだら。いつレンちゃんのパパたちの情報が入るかわからないから待っててほしいんだけど。ダブルでその目はずるいわよ。
いいんじゃないの？ティータちゃんがついていれば買い物くらい大丈夫よ。
それもそっか。ティータ、レンちゃん、私たちも夕方には戻るからそれまでには戻ってきなさいよ。それとオートは広いから迷子にならないよう気をつけるように。任せて。それじゃあレンちゃん、早速出かけようか。もちろんよ。お姉さんたちまたね。すぐに仲良くなっちゃったみたいですね。さすがに年齢が近いだけはあるわね。でもレンちゃんとティータの組み合わせか。微妙に不安なコンビね。
Rennie causes trouble. Tita doesn't really help.
あら、どうしてですか？
Not really. Tita's a good girl.
いや、だってティータって推しに弱そうだしレンちゃんにいろいろと振り回されそうな気がしない？確かに。
そういえばエルナンさん、あの子の両親の名前はちゃんと聞き出せたの？
ええ、なんとか。クロスベル自治州に住む貿易商のご夫妻のようですね。名前
Crossbell.
はハロルド・ヘイバーズとソフィア・ヘイバーズだそうです。
クロスベルの貿易商ハロルド&ソフィア夫妻と。手帳にメモしたわ。
こちらも OK よ。脅迫状の調査と合わせて聞き込みを始めるとしますか。
打ち合わせ通りエステルさんは帝国共和国大使館とグランセル城リベール通信を当たってください。
It's a weird mix-up, honestly. They're hitting one on the west, both on the east, and then north. Meanwhile, she's gonna hit 2 on the west, and
各大使館についてはジンさん、オリビエさんに協力をお願いします。
oh, okay.
任せたまえ。
Yeah,
要す
that
るに
makes sense.
大使さんに紹介すりゃいいわけだな。
グランセル城については殿下
Of course.
よろしくお願いします。エステルさんにしかるべき方を紹介してあげてください。
はい、わかりました。
リベール通信は言うまでもなくエステルさん自身が
Multiple
一番の責任です
ins.
ね。
ナイアルに聞いてみるわ。
残りの大聖堂、飛行船校舎、ホテルローエンバウムですが、シェラザードさんにまとめて調査をお願いします。
ええ、その方が効率がいいでしょう。
それじゃ、レッツゴー。さてと、聞き込みを始めますか。
Oh,
どこから行こう。
suggesting where to go first.
ま、どこからでもいいだろう。カルバード大使館だったら俺はフリーパスになっている。すぐにお前さんたちを大使に紹介してやれるはずだ。
僕はエレボニア大使館だね。門番の兵士に取り次げば丁重に案内してくれるはずさ。
グランセル城でしたら、私がいればそのまま入れます。おばあ様に相談してみるのが一番いいかもしれませんね。リベール通信も特に問題なさそうだし。
So really, just go where you want.
片っ端から訪ねてみることにしましょう。
I want to go to the news first, but I also want to check if there's new quests. There it is. One of our exhibits was removed. That was in the east block near the landing port. Let's go do that real quick first then. So it was east block near the landing port was up here. I think. Right here? Yes. Yep. Oh, Jimmy. Apparently looking at whether or not it's something the museum can hold on to. Yep. Yes.
君たちは
どうも、遊撃士協会の者です。掲示板に出された依頼を見てきたんですけど。
おお、待っていたよ。早速依頼の話をするが、
大丈夫よ。それで、一体何が盗まれたの？
それなんだが、君たちこの辺りを見て何か違和感を感じないかね。
One painting, possibly an airship.
違和感。ここって飛行船の写真が展示されているコーナーよね。言われてみると何かが足りない気が。わかりました。
Our sale?
この壁には
Yep, thought
ア
so.
ルセイユの写真が飾ってあったと思います。あ、そういえば。
僕もオート見物の時ここで写真を見た記憶があるよ。
ということは、盗まれたのはそのアルセイユの写真ってわけか。お察しの通りだ。朝には確かにあったんだが、昼過ぎにはいつの間にかなくなっていてね。代わりにこんなカードが
Card.
つけてあったんだ。
麗しの姫君とその友らよ。気高き白鷹の写し絵は我が手中へと舞い降りた。これを求めんとするならば、我が挑戦に応えるがよい。第一の鍵は老将の虚に。
Oh, that's easy enough. I think that was on the west block.
はあ、またしてもあいつか。困りましたね。
どうやらこの僕に対抗心を燃やしているようだね。
怪盗紳士ブルブラン、見食らう蛇の執行者か。話には聞いていたが、随分かぶいた男のようだな。おお、犯人に心当たりがあるのかね。それは心強い。よろしく頼んだよ。
わかりました。それじゃあ早速調べに行くとしますか。
Let's go the west block. At least I'm pretty sure that's where his house was. Maybe this one? I don't think this is it. This is the fisherman's house, basically. Yeah, here we go. The Onlooker of Time. There we are.
老将っていうとやっぱりモルガン将軍だろうし、ということはこれが時の傍観者になるのかな。ええ、その可能性は高いと思います。
中を調べさせてもらう必要がありそうだね。
第二の鍵は市中に。死にとどまった象徴を探れ。
は
睨んだ通りだったか。
まさか家の中にそんなものが仕掛けられていたなんて。
まあ、こ
Symbol
の家への
perched
ドア
on
が
the
開いたわけ
ground.
じゃないはずですから、安心しても大丈夫だと思います。でも念のため夜はしっかりと戸締まりをしておいてください。はい。
ええ、気をつけますわ。
それでは次に行ってみるとしようか。
Perched makes me think of like a symbol on the ground. Omelet. Golden toast. We don't go there. So let's check the harbor first, even though there's not really a point to it. I doubt it, but just in case. I feel like it'd be somewhere in the middle of the city, based on the wording. Probably in the east block is my thought, just based on the fact that it's like perched and whatnot. Maybe where that fountain is. Where Josh ditched us. Right. Let's check in here just in case, but... Okay. Coffee house. Did I eat this already? I feel like I did. Yeah. Recipe's already moved. Okay. Alrighty. Perched. There we go.
死にとどまった象徴か。この白はやぶさの彫像なんか怪しいと思うんだけど。
確かにリベールの象徴たる鳥だからな。
それでは調べてみましょうか。
第三の鍵は異国の館に。青き騎士の決意を見よ。
One of the embassies.
よし、正解ね。でも青き騎士って何を示しているのかしら。
Probably the Erebonian, maybe?
親衛隊の大使さんたちのこととか。ああ、確かに青い軍服ですし。
いや、異国の館と言っているのに親衛隊では筋が通らないだろう。何よりも美しくないから他の可能性を当たるべきだと思うよ。
そういうもんかしら。まあ似た者同士の言うことだし忠告に従った方がいいかも。
Right. Guess we'll hit up the embassies first. Let us in.
よう兄さん、久しぶりだな。
あ
あれれ、ジンさんじゃないっすか。またリベールに遊びに来てくれたんすか？
まあそんなところだ。挨拶がてらエルザ大使に相談があってきたんだが、今いるかい？
外出はされてないからいらっしゃると思うっすよ。ところでそちらの方々は？
ギルドの仕事仲間でね、うちの大使さんに紹介しようと思ってるんだ。
へえ、そうっすか。ま、ジンさんの連れなら通しちゃっても大丈夫っすね。どうぞお通りくださいっす。あ、大使館の敷地内は市街封建になっていますから、くれぐれも不審な行動は慎んだ方がいいっすよ。
だってさ、オリビエ。
やれやれ信用がないね。
I thought there might be some nice fancy music, but it's just
おー
royalty
これは
music
これ
again.
は
へえ、これがカルバード大使館なんだ。さすが立派で豪華な雰囲気ね。それにどことなく異国情緒のある内装ですね。
ま、東方からの移民を受け入れてきた国だからな。ちなみにエルザ大使の部屋は2階の奥にあるぞ。
うん、わかった。
Let's chat with people. Books. The Doll Knight series. Oh, wow. Chapter 1, The Puppeteer's Apprentice. Long, long ago. The Doll Knight. That was the story someone was reading for the kids. Who was it? The priest. Long ago, a certain little village lived a young boy who was some 13 years old. His name was Pedro. Pedro was a small boy and not very strong, but his fingers were dexterous enough to astonish anyone. When he moved his whittling knife, wooden blocks would turn into birds and wonderful creatures as if by magic. The boy spent his days with these crafts as his life. One day, strange travelers came by the village. An old man with sharp eyes and a large man in black garb casually strolled into the general store, whereupon their eyes were drawn to a wooden bird so cunningly carved that one could almost hear its wings beat the air. It was Pedro's latest creation. After inquiring with the owner of the general store, the old man and his escort came upon the little house where Pedro lived, and the first words they had for him were, "Prepare your things. We're leaving for the city." Pedro's eyes widened in shock at the order. "What is this?" he cried. "Who are you people, His eyes fell on the large man in black. Pedro's words caught in his throat. The old man chuckled. "So you did notice. I thought you would." From the old man's fingers stretched transparent threads. He gestured, and the black-garbed man bowed gracefully. The immense man was a clockwork puppet. "He is the Black Priest," the old man said. "My finest work." His wrinkled face creased further as he smiled slyly. He was the famous master, Capri Oratoria, a puppeteer known throughout Luna. Oratoria fixed Pedro with a beady eye. "You could craft something even greater than this. Doesn't the mere thought excite you?" No more words were needed. Tossing his carving knife into a sack, Pedro fixed his cap onto his head and greeted his new master by saying farewell to his old home. I wonder if I could just... Does this actually count as getting the books? I doubt it. It does not, so I need to read them now. The Blue Knight. The years passed swiftly for Pedro at Oratoria's workshop on the outskirts of the capital. Under the tutelage of puppeteer Capri, he learned the techniques to build clockwork puppets and the skills to make them dance and perform. After 3 years of training, he completed his own masterpiece, a doll of noble bearing, dressed in armor with a gleaming blue helm. If Capri's masterwork, the Black Priest, was a martial arts type focused on maneuverability, then Pedro's blue puppet was a well-balanced swordsman. Its counterattacks, as it turned aside the Black Priest's punches and kicks, were the very image of a graceful knight. "What will you call it?" Capri asked. Pedro had no answer. He had been so focused in its creation that he hadn't actually thought of one. Ultimately, it would come to be called the Blue Knight before he could name it. It was some time after Pedro constructed the Blue Knight that the king who ruled from the city would pass on from their world. The king had long been ill, so there was little shock, and the mourning period passed smoothly. And so, in accordance with the law, the king's only daughter, Princess Tia, would ascend to the throne as queen. Chapter 3. On the road home. Pedro visited the city accompanied by the Blue Knight. With the crowning ceremony approaching, the streets were abuzz with excitement. As he strolled the city center, people passed by and cast strange looks his way. What a noble knight he must be. I'm sure he must be quite the famous hero. Do you suppose he's attending the crowning ceremony? Trailing quietly behind the Blue Knight. Pedro could hardly keep himself from doing a little dance. It felt like a step towards Capri, who could control the Black Knight priest as if it was human itself. Of course, at the same time, he found it annoying that others thought him the servant of his own creation. It was on his way back to the workshop outside of town that Pedro's humming was interrupted by a scream. "No! Please, stop!" cried a voice from the woods. "No one's going to save you," a man growled. "Give up and give in." From the looks of things, some thuggish men had a girl cornered. Dainty and clad in a white dress, the girl's searching eyes sought desperately for a way to flee from the danger. Pedro squared his shoulders and, lowering his cap to shadow his eyes, he set his fingers in motion. The Blue Knight charged forward. Chapter 4. A Righteous Display. Upon seeing the Blue Knight appear like a shadow from the heart of the forest, the men harassing the girl could only gape in amazement. "Leave the girl, and leave this place," the Blue Knight declared from the depths of its helmet. This was the ventriloquism that the old master had drilled into his head as a secret puppeteering. Who the hell are you? Get out of here before you get hurt. Fools. With a jab from its clockwork fist, the Blue Knight knocked back the man holding the woman, and pivoted swiftly to kick both men away. "Are you hurt, young lady?" No, I am well. Good. 'Twould be best if you stood back." At last, the Blue Knight drew its sword. Swathed in black, a third man who seemed like leader approached. Not bad for a wanderer. Pedro eyed the new arrival. The black-garbed man's stance suggested he knew of something of proper swordsmanship. "Enough playing, though. Hand over the girl, and I'll see you rewarded." "To ignore one's duty is to be without courage. I fear I cannot do that," said the Blue Knight. "Well, then, die!" screamed the Black Knight, and the black-garbed man attacked. The girl with sky-blue eyes. The man in black attacked. From the upper right, he feinted as if to strike the shoulder, but twisted his wrist and changed to a slash across the body. Pedro, having read the feint, pulled at his strings. The Blue Knight stepped back a half step, dodging the horizontal slash, then smacked the outstretched blade, knocking it from his foe's hands. Impossible! The black-garbed man rubbed his numb hand and paled as the Blue Knight shifted slightly. As if it was a sign, the thugs turned and scattered like baby spiders. The girl gave a sigh of relief and curtsied. "Thank you very much." She was still a bit shaky, but her manner was that of a noble woman. It is the duty of every knight to protect. Pay it no mind. "Ah, are you from foreign lands, perhaps?" Suddenly Pedro was struck with a moment of whimsy. "I am the touring knight Pedro. The boy there is my servant," he made the puppet reply. "Huh?" The girl finally seemed to notice him. She faced him with an expression of bewilderment. However, Pedro was no less surprised. Indeed, his shock was many, many times greater than hers. Cool, turquoise blue eyes. That familiar, achingly lovely form. It was the same girl he had seen at ceremonies and from the balcony of the palace. "Your Highness," he blurted. The girl wrapped in pure white was the very girl who had just lost her father and was to be crowned in the capital. It was Princess Tia. Chapter 6. The Melancholy of the Princess. "Would you be willing to guard me for these 2 weeks until the crowning ceremony?" In the royal throne room, Princess Tia asked this question with a serious expression. Of course, she asked it not of Pedro, but of the Blue Knight. "Have you not a royal guard? Surely you would be far better off with them as your protectors." Unable to say that the Blue Knight was a puppet, Pedro followed as far as the throne room. He shivered, sensing even more trouble about to come. "The royal guard that protect the capital they obey the words of my uncle, Duke Gaston. Even before they abandoned me and fled," Princess Tia said softly. "Duke Gaston was a man surrounded by bad rumors. It was an open secret that he took advantage of the previous king's illness to line his own purse. The man in black you confronted, Sir Pedro, I am sure that was my uncle's second in command. All of it was planned." Princess Tia's sky-blue eyes clouded. At this point, the kindly Pedro could hardly refuse the role of escort. "Understood. I shall accept your request," he had the Blue Knight reply. Princess Tia's smile was like the sun breaking through the clouds. "Thank you, Sir Knight. Thank you so much, very much." She turned towards Pedro as well. "And you too, good servant. May I ask for your name?" "I." Pedro hid his eyes once more in the shadow of his cap. I'm no one worthy of naming myself. Chapter 7. Turbulent Days. Protecting the princess proved harder than predicted. After all, almost every day there were new ne'er-do-wells sent after her. Eventually, partially due to their closeness in age, Princess Tia and Pedro, still playing the servant, came to speak very openly to each other. While glad for the princess's trust, he didn't know what he would do if the truth of the Blue Knight, came out. Pedro was beside himself with worry. On the other side of the city, a letter was delivered to a certain puppet workshop. What is that boy doing? Guessing the circumstances from the very vague statements in Pedro's letter, Capri sighed and gave a bitter smile. However, perhaps this is a good chance, he mused. Pedro was ever bright, and straight as an arrow, yet his thoughts were always of puppets. Partially due to living outside the city, he had no friends he could call close, and yet it hardly seemed as if he felt lonely for it. While the role of escort to the princess was perhaps beyond his station, if it proved a chance to awaken more human feelings in his apprentice, Capri could only wish him the best with a parent's heart. Chapter 8. What makes the darkness shake? That girl has the devil's own luck. In a dim room, lit by flickering candle flames, Duke Gaston cursed hatefully. He felt not a moment of sympathy or care for his niece. At this rate, she shall see the crowning ceremony, he snarled. This knight, Pedro. Can't we handle him? He's the first man so skilled that we've encountered. We fear that even if the royal guard attacked at once, it might be difficult. Recalling the shame of having his sword knocked from his hands, Duke Gaston's second in command bit his lip. Still, we have nothing to fear, he said. While a bit of an odd character, we have hired a skilled assassin to handle this, my lord. Odd? What sort of person is he? Did you call? The flames danced bewitchingly, then went out as one. As if something tremendously heavy had collapsed down onto it, the carpeted floor shook with a thud. Who is it? Duke Gaston took a step back. The shadow illuminated by the moon was tremendous and inhuman. My lord, fear not. This is our assassin, Harlequin. He will remove all that is in your way with his puppet. The assassin sketched a mocking bow. I do love hunting. I don't take jobs unless the prey is lively. A sickening laugh shook the darkness, bringing a nasty smile to the Duke's face as well. Worry not, I am sure your hunt will be most enjoyable. And so did the night bathed in red by a crimson moon fade to dawn, melting like ice. Are these all? Holy crap. Afternoon in the Lesser Palace. Afternoon in the palace began with a tea party in the gardens. The princess, as always, filled 3 cups with black tea from the pot. Please, enjoy your tea. My thanks, the Blue Knight intoned. Thank you very much, Pedro said. Pedro moved the Blue Knight with his left hand as he sipped the tea made by the princess. It was the happiest moment in their otherwise busy days. Good servant, you really seem to enjoy your tea. It makes it very worth the effort for the one who made it. You are too kind. Smiling bitterly, Pedro pulled his strings. The Blue Knight, in one go, emptied the tea in the cup into the leather sack in his neck. At this, Princess Tia could only sigh, whereas Sir Pedro here seems to hardly find it delicious at all. It makes it difficult to be motivated. Pardon me, I fear I am an impolite man. In his heart, Pedro felt a nervous edge, but the Blue Knight answered with an ever-calm face. There had been countless moments where it seemed as if everything would be revealed. But Princess Tia showed no signs of doubting the truth of the Blue Knight. The princess smiled faintly, but her expression quickly turned somber. I suppose it doesn't matter. These fun afternoons will end tomorrow. After the crowning ceremony, the following day, we shall both leave the city after all. Chapter 10. A Faint Pain. At the princess's lonely words, Pedro's heart beat fast as a drum. I fear I am a man on the path of the warrior, so my apologies, the Blue Knight said. No, I should apologize. I shall hardly make much of a queen like this. The princess shook herself and smiled brightly. Forgetting to control the puppet, Pedro ducked his head to hide the longing on his face. He would have loved to stay as her guard, though she may have been of noble birth. Princess Tia was a lonely girl who had lost her father. However, she had been speaking not of the servant like Pedro, but of the Blue Knight. To the princess, Pedro was simply part of the package. Thinking that made his chest hurt somehow. It was a pain such as he'd never felt when he was handling his puppets. Ultimately, Pedro had chosen, even if it meant saddening the princess, to flee from this unbearable pain in his chest. Ah, would you like a second cup? As if to clear the heavy atmosphere, the princess offered the pot with a smile. Oh, that does sound good. Mind giving me a cup? With an unnerving laugh, a shadow leapt in. Ah, what? A sudden gust tore through the garden, sending the tea flying off the table. Crimson wings beat the air as an immense puppet in the form of a devil fell to the earth. Sorry for interrupting your lovely tea party, tittered a voice. Would you mind playing with me for a bit? On the devil's left arm was a human figure. It was the masked puppeteer Harlequin. I'll make sure it's plenty of fun. Chapter 11. The Devil's Attack. Laetia, stand back! Pedro, shielding the princess behind him, sent the Blue Knight forward towards the Crimson Devil's right arm. It was a blind spot for the masked puppeteer. With a rapid turn, the knight let loose a heavy strike. The tip of the sword was swallowed up in the base of the creature's wing. The demon's right arm flashed up. Blade and claw scraped, sending sparks into the air. Losing its balance, the Blue Knight took an unsteady step back. The demon gave a shiver, and a barbed tail, thick as a log, screamed through the air, striking forward. Astonished by the technique, Pedro snapped the Blue Knight back, dodging the tail swipe. Oh, you are good. I didn't think you were in the same business. The masked puppeteer spoke not to the Blue Knight, but to Pedro. The Blue Knight, as if to interrupt these words, pointed its sword at the puppeteer. What nonsense are you speaking? If you shall not come, then shall I strike first? Even now, Pedro tried to hide it. Princess Tia, with a confused expression, gazed upon the preceding events. I see. So that's how it is. The masked puppeteer, as if suddenly realizing the situation, laughed softly. My way. Well, let no one call me rude. If you'd rather not share, I'll stay quiet. But you know. The puppeteer's voice dipped low, and was tinged with roiling darkness. If you don't even have that much guts, then even thinking you can win against my calamity is naive. Chapter 12. The Crimson Demon. The demon dog Calamity kicked the ground and launched itself into the air, closing the gap in an instant. Pedro reacted just a moment too slow. So intent was he on not wanting the princess to notice. It was the tiniest of openings, but it was one that would prove fatal. First, the sword was knocked from the clockwork hands. Then the claws continued to dig in, cutting through the blue armor like butter. Oh my, what's wrong? The tail whipped in, encircling the Blue Knight. With a twitch of the puppeteer's fingers, the tail tightened, crushing both the knight's arms. Got you. The claws grabbed the Blue Knight by its feather talon and lifted it up off its feet. Stop! The first puppet he had made, that he'd put so much effort into, was being torn into pieces. Pedro lost himself for a moment and ran forward. You're so impatient. No need to worry. I was going to give it back. The Crimson Demon held the Blue Knight high and threw it down towards Pedro. The Blue Knight crashed into Pedro and bowled him over. He lay in a crumpled heap upon the lawn under the body of the puppet. Please, stop! The princess stepped between the fallen pair and the masked puppeteer. Her arms spread wide. I offer myself to you. In return, I command you to cease this senseless violence. Chapter 13. Saying Goodbye. At Princess Tia's bold words, the puppeteer licked his lips loudly. You'd offer yourself in place of your guard? Why, you bring tears to my eyes, princess. You mustn't, Laetia. Barely conscious, Pedro desperately tried to put words together. He had not the energy to use ventriloquism. My master, Pedro is fine. Leave it to him. Hurry, run. Sir Pedro, silence. At the princess's angry words, Pedro managed to open his eyes fully. Those words were addressed most surely to he, still guard and acting the servant. You knew? I'm sorry, I pretended not to notice. The princess smiled in a sad, lonely way, then turned to the puppeteer again with a dignified expression. Now, take me to my uncle. My, oh my, what a princess you are. I bet you would have made quite the queen, too. The demon slowly stretched out its right arm. When the princess stepped on, it began to beat its crimson wings. Sir Pedro, thank you so much. This last week was very fun. These words of goodbye sunk into his brain. As he watched the scarlet shadow be swallowed into the blue sky, Pedro's consciousness slowly faded into darkness. I just realized they all turn towards the bookcase whenever you interact. Chapter 14, The Cost of Deceit. The next morning when Pedro opened his eyes, he found himself in his room at the doll workshop. Safe on his familiar firm bed, he felt a rush of relief. It had all been a dream. Capri called out from the workshop. "Oh, how are you feeling?" Pedro craned his neck. On the workbench in the back, he glimpsed disassembled blue parts spread out across the wood. He leapt up, panicked. It wasn't a dream. It seemed Capri had used the Black Priest to bring Pedro in the broken form of a Blue Knight back from the castle. "It's my fault." Pedro's eye trailed over his former masterpiece, now reduced to junk. His memory then trailed back over cool, turquoise blue eyes, a warm smile like a ray of sunlight, and fine fingers pouring black tea. Pedro ground his lip between his teeth. The Blue Knight wasn't good enough. If I had any talent as a puppeteer, I would have been able to protect Princess Tia. "It seems you still don't understand," Capri muttered. His face took on a rare expression of severity. "What you lack is here." In a forceful motion, he jabbed his finger against Pedro's chest. Pedro could only blink in shock. We're on 15 now? Chapter 15, A Little Decision. Her Highness knew the truth of the Blue Knight, and yet she chose to pretend not to. Do you really not understand why? Because, unexpectedly, in the depths of his mind, he had a flash of insight. "Sir Pedro, silence," she had said, and then, "I pretended not to notice." He recalled the sad, lonely smile she gave him when she revealed it. Something hot boiled up inside his chest. Pedro raised his head and fixed Capri with an intense gaze. "Master, I beg of you, help me repair the Blue Knight." The old man studied his face. "The masked puppeteer you fought is a man feared like a demon in our trade. A half-baked man can't hope to match him. Do you understand?" "Even so, I will. For the person who believed in me." When he said this, Capri smiled broadly, as if something grand had just fallen in his lap. It was the day before the crowning ceremony. At the palace, the princess's absence had been noticed, and the royal keep fell into uproar from top to bottom. Oh. Excuse me, I got a cough.
すでに扉は開かれた。猛者たちの舞踏会に参加せよ。
Dance of the Valorous. That's a ballroom of sort, or the embassy, or the military spot.
なるほど。確かにこの場所は共和国の領内扱いになる。まさに異国の館というわけか。
そして青き騎士というのは小説の登場人物だったみたいですね。まったくずいぶん手の込んだことをしてくれるじゃないの。でもこれで最後みたいね。
猛者たちの舞踏会か。さてどこの場所のことだろうね。
Oh, the arena. I was 15, right? Yeah. Almost done, and that's where we'll probably stop, because I'm probably not going to be able to hold out much longer after that. Chapter 16, The Duke's Private Manor. On the outskirts of the capital in Duke Gaston's manor, Princess Tia sat in a lush room, carpeted in deep crimson. "It's perfect for you, princess." With a satisfied expression, Duke Gaston glared at his bound prisoner. "What do you intend to do about the crowning ceremony today?" Princess Tia asked in a quiet voice. The Duke shrunk a bit under her icy gaze. "I'm afraid you will be absent, and so the throne and staff will be offered to me, the second in line. Do you believe the people will accept you?" "To change the subject, Tia, I have found someone willing to accept you as a bride." Seeing the sky-colored eyes waver for a moment, the Duke smiled with renewed confidence. He is the second imperial son, and quite the connection. His smile widened. "While you learn the joys of womanhood in a new land, you can leave the rest to me." It was a cowardly plan. Certainly it wasn't a scenario that would be accepted for the Duke to take the throne in the place of the first heir. However, it was different if the princess were to marry. If that were to pass, anyone could see that Duke Gaston's ascent to the throne was all but a done deal. "My lord, it is about time." At his second-in-command's comment, the Duke stood. "I am sure you are quite tired from the daily attacks. Take the chance to rest and recover." The Duke gave a chuckle at his own shamelessness and left the room. At that moment, that won't be happening! There was a tremendous crash, and a glass window exploded into glittering powder. That was the last one of this one, right? Yeah. 6 more. And so the boy becomes a man. Like a graceful leopard, a tall knight clad in blue armor leapt through the window. Following behind him was a small boy wearing a cap. Princess Tia, I'm sorry. I know I'm a bit late, he said. Sir Pedro, so you did come after all. A tremulous smile floated onto the princess's face. Somewhat embarrassed, the boy returned to the smile. Their eyes locked, and words unsaid passed between them. Hey, there's a time and place for things. The Duke had been completely ignored. Was sputtering in anger. As the Duke seethed, his second-in-command was stealthily sneaking up on the still-bound princess. He reached out his hand for the princess's shoulder. The Blue Knight leapt forward like a bolt from a crossbow. Roar! The pitiable second-in-command, having taken a direct punch from the Blue Knight, collapsed against the wall, unconscious. That's a bit much. Duke Gaston, now white as a sheet, fled the room in a stumbling lurch. Princess Tia, let us hurry. Your crowning ceremony begins soon, Pedro said. Yes. Escaping the manse. The two were pursued by the Duke and his guard. However, as if to obstruct their path, a scarlet shadow fell down, shaking the ground. Sorry, but I'm gonna have to get in your way. I'm afraid thoroughness is the #1 part of being a puppeteer, after all. The way he spoke made it hard to believe it was just a job. It was the masked puppeteer, Harlequin, and the crimson demon doll, Calamity. The duel between red and blue, once again. White blade met deadly claw. Blue and red twisted about in blinding fashion. The cover to the fight had been cleaved off. Oh, you're moving better, Harlequin exclaimed. Surprisingly, the Blue Knight's movements were just a little bit faster than that of the Crimson Devil puppet, Calamity. I broke it all to pieces, too. But to fix it back up in just one day. Looks like the old man found himself a good apprentice. You know my master? Harlequin twirled his fingers, and Calamity fluttered its wings and slowly lifted into the sky. We have a bit of history, yes? He giggled. But forget about that. What did you do about this? As he howled these words, the reptile swooped down. Pedro pulled his strings back, and the Blue Knight narrowly avoided the grasping claws. Or this? Smooth as flowing water, Calamity sent out its log-like tail to swipe the knight. Pedro's threads flowed down and to the right. Dropping its center of gravity, the Blue Knight shifted its sword to a slant and redirected the force of the tail upwards. Or this? Calamity swung its horned head around and charged straight for the Blue Knight's torso. Pedro snapped his threads upwards, and to his left this time. The Blue Knight, who had let itself fall slightly back, now slashed its sword down in a blur of light. With a small, pleasant cracking sound, the crimson wing on the right side of the puppet was hewn straight off. Red-hot roar. Slightly panicked, the masked puppeteer wrenched back on the strings and put space between himself and the Blue Knight. Hey, how about we call it a draw here? Oh. Knowing it was hopeless, Pedro still offered. As he expected, a happy voice called back. Now, don't make bad jokes like that. It's been too long since I've had this much fun after all. Seemingly drunk on warped joy, Harlequin twisted his hands about in a complex motion. It looked almost as if he were drawing magic circles in the air. I didn't think I'd end up using this, he giggled. Calamity crossed both arms across its body, as if holding itself. Slowly, a burning scent filled the air. A cold chill ran down Pedro's spine. He set to moving the Blue Knight, but realized the princess was behind it. You can regret it in your next life. The Crimson Demon took an imposing stance. Its massive jaw creaked. There was a rushing of air, and then a ball of brilliant flame spewed forth. The area was engulfed in a violent pillar of swirling fire. The Blue Knight, Pedro, and the princess were all swallowed by an inferno. So that's it, is it? Guess it was kind of a pity to end it there, huh? Gazing at the roaring flames, Harlequin muttered regretfully. However, his eyes soon narrowed, puzzled. No scent of meat roasting or metal melting reached his nose. What? The crimson maelstrom began to swell faster, and the center suddenly parted as if blown apart from the inside. From the middle rose a blue twister. Oops. Chapter 20. The whereabouts of the death match. From within the flames, the Blue Knight arose. Across its shoulders, Pedro and Princess Tia could be seen clinging, hale and hearty. What had blown away the raging flames was its tremendous two-handed sword. Spinning an enormous blade like a whirlwind, a butterfly made of flame danced above the Blue Knight's head. It was a fantastical scene. You think that'll work? Harlequin began gesturing again. It seemed he intended to launch another fireball. I won't let you, Pedro cried. Splitting through the wall of flames, the Blue Knight forced its way forward. In the next moment, Calamity's horned head was cleaned perfectly in two. Absolutely wonderful. The fireballs, moments from release, puffed up within the crimson puppet and caused a small explosion. Flung by the shockwave, the Blue Knight was tossed into the air. Pedro braced both legs and managed to catch it. Sir Pedro, are you alright? I'm fine, yeah, but I don't think there's any saving him. Though Harlequin may have been a foe, his was still a life that had been taken. Pedro felt the guilt of such a deed strike him. Princess Tia, seeing Pedro so troubled, enveloped him in her arms. I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't kill me off so easily, said a whispering voice from inside the pillar of flames. The voice seemed somehow satisfied. I applaud your efforts, young man. I'll back down nicely this time. Looking forward to when we next meet. The ground shook, and a red and black shadow launched skyward and disappeared from sight. Pedro and the princess looked at one another and burst into relieved laughter. The doll master's purpose. The boy, girl, and one puppet left for the capital on light feet, while the masked puppeteer fled into the deep forest riding his scorched creation. Stopping suddenly, the masked puppeteer spoke to the shadows in the trees. You're there, aren't you, old man? Noticed me, did you? Pedro's master, Capri, stepped out from the cover of the trees. As always, the black priest was with him, but it was a curious sight, for the puppet had no arms. As I thought, you fixed the blue puppet's arms with parts from the black priest. No wonder it moved so well. Well, the gap between you and Pedro was a bit too much, after all. I took it upon myself to give him a helping hand. Harlequin's shoulders sunk in response to the words of the old puppet master. Well, I don't mind, since I had fun, but if and when the 13 factories find out about this, I don't think Pedro will have it too easy, either, do you? The 13 factories. The moment he heard those disturbing words, Capri's expression darkened. Well then, see you soon. Leaving behind a suppressed laugh, the masked puppeteer disappeared into the deep forest. It is a road all puppeteers must pass. The old puppet master muttered in a quiet voice, almost as if he was telling it to himself. That was that one, right? Yeah, okay. The finale! Blue Knight, read the entire Doll Knight series. And for some reason it has a picture of Cheetah. A moment's rest. Afternoon in the palace began with a tea party in the gardens. The princess, as always, filled 3 cups with a black tea from the pot. Please enjoy your tea. Thank you very much, Pedro said. Beyond the boy sipping tea stood a blue knight armored in blue. However, he had not a word to say. What happened to the Duke in the end? On the night of the crowning ceremony, Duke Gaston had disappeared with his vassals. After all, his plan had been foiled, and the Queen successfully crowned before countless countrymen. The royal guard, whose allegiance had been questionable before the coronation, fell to their knees in contrition, and swore their loyalty to the new Queen. The Duke, before he could be held for the crime of abducting the princess, understandably chose to flee the country. My uncle has chosen himself to entrust himself to the Empire. Apparently he sought protection from the imperial prince that he had arranged as a husband for me. The Queen smiled slightly. However, it seems as if they consider him something of a pest. I feel a bit sorry for him. Pedro was amazed. They did not deserve your sympathy. In truth, Pedro did not think Duke Gaston would back down so easily. And what of the machinations of that foul masked puppeteer, Harlequin? Capri, Pedro's teacher, seemed to know the jester, but simply dodged any questions about him with frustrating vagueness. Regardless, Pedro knew another battle would come, and soon. He would have to upgrade the Blue Knight if he had hoped to emerge victorious. Oh, Pedro. A slightly irritated yet comforting voice snapped Pedro from his reverie. Do you wish for your tea to grow cold? The clear blue eyes which met his own carried their own message. It will be all right. Pedro, a little embarrassed, took his tea, and drank deeply. It was enough to simply have this moment with her. The end. That'll be it for today then. We'll just stop right outside this room so I can remember what I need to do on that. I assume my quests will let me know for the missing thing. Yeah, the Dance of Valors. The arena is the opened door. Definitely. So we'll finish this embassy and then we'll head to the arena next Wednesday. Next stream will probably be tonight with Repo with the boys. Somewhere around 9 p.m. EST, so about 7 hours. Hope you all have a good rest of your day. Bye-bye.